Mark Saul from Melbourne, Australia is well known to most pipers and drummers as an accomplished teacher, piper, composer, performer, and recording artist. And he's just released Praxis, his third full album, this time of 8 tracks that once again pushed the boundaries of Highland bagpipe music. On the heels of the album's launch, he's been busy with his Mark Saul band doing gigs in Europe, including music festivals in Italy and Sweden, where they perform tunes from Praxis, and his previous albums, Threnody, released in 2023, and Mixolydian from 2003. We checked in with Mark to talk about his new album, starting with the name itself.
Yeah, my album Praxis is it's the third album I've released. I released another album last year called Threnody. This year I've released this album called Praxis, and the word Praxis is a interesting word. I thought it was suitable for the album because it refers to a process by which an idea or a skill is embodied, and much of this album was written while I was on tour, so it's the result of praxis.
With his teaching, touring, bagpipe making, and publishing, we wondered how he has the time to pull together 2 full-length albums in only a year.
Well, yeah, so much of the album was written whilst on tour, so it's the result of collaboration between me and the bass player and the guitarist. You can imagine while you're on tour, got not much else to do in your downtime, so the creative juices start to flow. And it's not really, because those musicians are not Celtic musicians, they don't have a folk music background, so the music on the album is more influenced by other types of music and not really constrained by trying to create jigs or reels or anything like that. So it's kind of a free-flowing style of music that is my own, I think.
As with all live performances, the unexpected will happen, and one of the concerts at Montelago, Italy was met with some drama.
Well, I just did some gigs in Italy, which were amazing. It was so good to get back playing live again. It's been quite a few years since I played with my band out at festivals and that sort of thing, and it was great fun. I played a new acoustic chanter that I had built with keys on it. Normally I would play an electronic chanter, which has its own advantages, but that actually broke whilst on tour, so I had the backup acoustic chanter with the keys, and it was great. So my music really requires chromatic instrument, and the only way to do that is to add keys to the chanter. So yeah, it was great fun playing live gigs.
So what is a Mark Saul band audience typically like? Are they mostly followers of Celtic folk, or are they looking for the unexpected?
People who tend to like my music don't necessarily have to have an interest in Celtic music or folk music, actually. A lot of the festivals I play, they've never even heard of me, so it's just a ready-made audience. But the music has an appeal, I think, that's quite broad, and it's got elements of rock and electronic and Celtic traditional music as well. So it's got quite a broad range within it, and people seem to like it.
Now that the gigs in Europe are complete, Mark Saul heads to Glasgow with the Scotch College Novice A and Novice B bands to compete at the World Championships on August 17th at Glasgow Green. As piping instructor at Scotch College, he's used to teaching young students to strive for accuracy and detail. But in his role as a stage performer delivering creative and original music that pushes the envelope, he needs to step back from the rigid and often clinical world of competing pipe bands.
And now that that's over, it's back to reality, and I'm going to be going to Scotland to meet up with my school kids, where I will have 2 bands playing in the World Pipe Band Championships. So we'll have a Novice A and a Novice B band. So I'll be back to working and back to playing traditional music.
After the release of Praxis and the journey to Europe and Scotland, what's next for Mark Saul?
I'm hoping to get back to Europe and hopefully Scotland next year. If people turn up, they'll hear some live bagpiping, some exciting piping that's quite different. We don't play jigs and reels generally that people have heard. We're playing music that's just fun to jump around to. You know, it's a lot of energy, with the live instruments on stage, but it's certainly, it's probably for the younger folk rather than anyone who's faint of heart, but it's a lot of fun, I've already started writing new tunes for the next album, so that's pretty exciting. Yeah, and like I said, now we've started touring again because it's been quite a few years since I had the opportunity to tour with COVID getting in the way and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, keen to get back over here and play some more festivals. And of course, I'm not going to stop writing normal bagpipe tunes. That's I think essentially I'm just a melody writer, you know. So I try and fit that in my day-to-day job of teaching pipes at a school. So I tend to write suites and things like that for the band to play at concerts and things, and little tunes for soloists to play. So that's always going to be part of my life and continuing, as well as the crazy stuff I do with the Mark Saul band.
Praxis and all of Mark Saul's music is available on Spotify, Bandcamp, and most other streaming services.